Okay, so we had completed this question number 10, which was on labor variance. We completed the step 1 part. Okay, till here it was done. There was no output given, so we assume the output to be equal. Okay, obviously that's the assumption in case when the output is not given. Okay, now let us move on to the second step, that is calculation of formulas. Okay, so theory I'm doing along with the sum, so please note this down, students. Labor cost variance is equal to labor rate variance and labor time variance. Labor rate variance and labor time variance. Okay, so ये कैसा है? Material variance याद है? Material cost variance is divided into material rate variance and material usage variance. ये वैसा ही है, similar. ठीक है, तो इसलिए आप फॉर्मूला देखो, सेम होगा. मटेरियल कॉस्ट वेरिएंस का फॉर्मूला क्या था? टोटल स्टैंडर्ड कॉस्ट माइनस टोटल एक्चुअल कॉस्ट. तो इसका भी वही फॉर्मूला है. लेबर कॉस्ट वेरिएंस इज टोटल स्टैंडर्ड कॉस्ट माइनस टोटल एक्चुअल कॉस्ट. Okay, then labor, it is divided as labor rate and labor time. Now see, material rate variance क्या था? Standard rate minus actual rate into actual quantity. बराबर, इधर क्या होगा? Standard rate minus actual rate. Instead of quantity I will take hours into actual hours. Okay, then labor time variance is as good as material usage variance. Material usage variance का formula क्या था? Standard quantity minus actual quantity into standard rate. So labor time variance is what? Quantity की जगह पे hours. Standard hours minus actual hours into standard rate. Am I clear? Clear it is understood? समझ में आया? Next, मटीरियल यूसेज वेरिएंस को फर्दर कैसे डिवाइड किया था? मटीरियल मिक्स एंड मटीरियल यील्ड. नाउ लुक इन ईयर, मटीरियल टाइम वेरिएंस को डिवाइड किया. मटीरियल आइडल टाइम, लेबर आइडल टाइम वेरिएंस, लेबर मिक्स वेरिएंस एंड लेबर efficiency variance. Okay, labor time variance is further divided into idle time, mix and efficiency. Okay, now labor mix and labor idle time is not in your syllabus, but for the purpose of theory you should know it. इसके basis पे sums नहीं है, तो इसका theory है. So write a note. Idle time arises due to idle hours, and idle hours is what? When there is a breakdown of plant and machinery. Okay, during that period, that time, सपोज आपकी मशीन ख़राब हो गई. ओके, 4 घंटे में ठीक हुई, 4 घंटे में ठीक हो गई, तो 4 घंटा देयर वाज नो प्रोडक्शन. ओके, सो लेबर वाज सिटिंग आइडल, बट स्टिल यू हैव टू पे देम. ओके, सो they are known as idle hours, non-productive hours. Breakdown of machinery, strikes, lockouts, same reasoning. Power failure, for 3 years there was no power, there was no electricity in your factory. Laborers were sitting idle as. Okay, so this is idle time. Then labor mix variance. It's calculated only when more than one labor type is used. Okay, if there is only one labor type you're using, say you're using only skilled laborers, then mix variance will not be there. If you're using what do you call it, skilled laborers, unskilled, semi-skilled, it is mixed variance. Or you're using only men are working in your factory, then it is only one labor type. So labor mix इधर नहीं आएगा. But in your factory, if men are working, women are also working, then it becomes labor mix variance. And labor efficiency variance is similar to material yield variance. Total standard hours minus total actual hours into average standard rate. Okay, and same logic. Average standard rate कैसे मिलेगा? Total standard cost minus total standard hours. Total standard cost minus total standard hours. Okay. Now here I have written something called as net labor hours and gross labor hours. Okay. मैंने एक important highlight इधर लिखा हुआ है. Efficiency is on net labor hours and labor time variance is calculated on gross labor hours. Okay, now what is the difference between this labor time and labor efficiency? Okay, now listen carefully. Okay, say for example, if I am hiring a laborer and for a product, for one unit बनता है 3 घंटे में, 1 यूनिट बनाने को लगता है 3 घंटे. Okay, suppose that labor makes that unit in 2.5 hours. Okay, 2.5 hours. So this 2.5 hours is labor efficiency variance, whereas this 3 hours is labor time variance. Okay, उसको नॉर्मल टाइम कितना दिया था? टाइम वेरिएंस क्या बोलता है? 3 घंटे में बनेगा. बट द लेबर इज एफिशिएंट इनफ, ही इज स्किल्ड इनफ, सो उसने आधा घंटा सेव कर दिया, उसने 2.5 घंटे में आपको बना के दिया एक यूनिट. ठीक है, सो दिस 3 hours इज लेबर टाइम एंड दिस 2.5 hours इज लेबर एफिशिएंसी. ओके, समझ में आया? इज दिस क्लियर टू एवरीवन? Okay, one more example I'll give you. A labor works for 8 hours. Okay, due to power failure 3 hours चले गए. Okay, due to power failure of 3 hours he couldn't work. Okay, so how much hours are there? 5 hours. Okay, so ये जो 5 hours है, this is labor efficiency variance, net labor hours. उसने एक्चुअली कितने घंटे काम किया? 5 घंटे. Okay, the 5 hours is this labor efficiency variance. Okay, net labor hours जिसको हम बोलते हैं, this is called net hours. Okay, and this 3 hours is idle hours and this 8 hours is gross hours. Okay, इसलिए what it is said, yeah, net labor hours is equal to gross labor hours minus idle hours. बराबर? Do you agree with this? Net labor hours is equal to gross labor hours minus idle hours. Okay, understood the funda? Very good. Okay, so this completes my time variance and efficiency variance. ठीक है, समझा ना? तो time variance is always calculated on gross labor hours, whereas labor efficiency variance is calculated on net labor hours. Okay, and I give you the example also of the same. Okay, now this was the theory part. Yeah, नाउ लेट अस डू स्टेप 1 हमारा हो गया. अब हम स्टेप 2 करेंगे इस सम का. ओके, तो स्टार्ट. स्टेप 2, calculation of formulas. Okay, first, labor cost variance is equal to total standard cost minus total actual cost. Okay, standard cost किधर है? ये total standard cost. Actual cost किधर है? ये रहा total actual cost. I am highlighting it also so that, yeah, this is total standard cost, this is total actual cost. So 8,200 minus 8,700. It is how much? 500 adverse. Okay, next I'll calculate labor rate variance. Standard rate minus actual rate into actual hours. Okay, so we have skilled, we have semi-skilled, we have unskilled. Okay, so 432 minus actual 4.53 and 2.5, 4.53 and 2.5 into 1250, then 1250, then 900, and then 150. Okay, to solve this, calci पे करो. 4 minus 4.5 into 1250, 625 adverse. Next, this is 0. 3 minus 3, 0. 0 multiplied by 900, 0. Next, 2 minus 2.5 into 150. It is 75 adverse. Okay, minus minus is plus, तो वो ऐड हो जाएगा. Okay, 75 minus 625 कितना हुआ? 700 adverse. Okay, next, labor time variance is equal to standard hours minus actual hours into standard rate. Skilled, semi-skilled, and unskilled. Okay, 1500, 600, and 200. 1500, 600, and 200 minus actual as 1250, 900, and 150 multiplied with standard rate 4, 3, and 2. Okay, solve. 1500 minus 1250 into 4. So my answer is 1000 F. Next, 600 minus 900 into 3. So my answer is 900 A. Next, 200 minus 150 into 2. My answer is 100 F. Okay, so minus plus minus minus. Okay, so this will become how much? 100 F plus plus is plus, so this will become 200 F. Okay, like this. I always keep saying your basic of maths has to be good if you want to know, if you want to solve the sums. Labor time, labor idle hours, and labor mix is not in your syllabus, so we are not doing that. I will directly move to the last one, labor efficiency variance, which is total standard hours minus total actual hours into average standard rate. Okay, now total standard hours. In both the case, it is, yeah, same. See, 2300, 2300. Okay, so this is my total standard hours. This is my total actual hours. Okay, so 2300 minus 2300 into average standard rate 8200 divided by 2300. Okay, 8200 divided by 2300. How do you get the average standard rate? मैंने मेंशन किया था. कैसे मिलता है एवरेज स्टैंडर्ड रेट? टोटल स्टैंडर्ड कॉस्ट अपॉन टोटल स्टैंडर्ड आवर्स. डोंट फॉरगेट दिस. ओके, माय आंसर इज 0. ठीक है, अब क्या? द लास्ट स्टेप, स्टेप 3, सेम वेरिफिकेशन. आई हैव टू वेरीफाई माय आंसर. वेरिफिकेशन स्टेप 1 क्या है? लेबर कॉस्ट वेरिएंस इज इक्वल टू लेबर रेट प्लस लेबर टाइम. देखो सॉल्व करके. लेबर रेट कितना है? 700A एंड 200F. 700A and 200F. Minus plus minus. 700 minus 200 is 500. Who has a greater sign? 700 has a greater sign. चेक करो लेबर कॉस्ट वेरिएंस 500 है क्या? Yes, see, labor cost variance is 500A. Okay, so my LHS is equal to my RHS. It has to be. Okay, am I clear? समझ में आया? देवांशी, इधर ना 100F आएगा ना, कैलसी पे करके देख. 200 माइनस 150 इंटू 2 पॉजिटिव आ रहा है तो 100F है वो. समझा? क्लियर? ओके. सेकेंड इक्वेशन क्या है? लेबर टाइम वेरिएंस इज इक्वल टू लेबर मिक्स वेरिएंस, लेबर आइडल टाइम वेरिएंस एंड लेबर एफिशिएंसी वेरिएंस. मिक्स हम फाइंड कर सकते हैं ऑब्वियसली बिकॉज देयर आर मोर देन वन लेबर टाइप, स्किल, सेमी स्किल, अनस्किल, बट इट्स नॉट इन योर सिलेबस. एंड लेबर आइडल आज तो दिया ही नहीं है, तो इसके लिए तुम्हारा ये इक्वेशन टैली नहीं है. ठीक है, तुम्हारा लेबर एफिशिएंसी वेरिएंस 0 है और लेबर टाइम वेरिएंस कितना है? 200 है. ओके, ये इक्वेशन नहीं टैली होगा, सो डोंट राइट. सिंपल. ओके, अंडरस्टूड? Clear with the sum, everyone? And labor average standard rate आप ऐसे भी निकाल सकते हो. I always keep telling you this. ये रहा एवरेज स्टैंडर्ड रेट. कैसे निकाल सकते हो? या 4 प्लस 3 प्लस 2 डिवाइडेड बाय कितना लेबर टाइप में? 3 लेबर टाइप. ओके, 4 प्लस 3 is 7, 7 प्लस 2 is 9, 9 डिवाइड बाय 3 is 3. ठीक है, सो एवरेज स्टैंडर्ड रेट तो 0 इंटू 3, 0 ही आएगा आंसर. ठीक है, so that is also correct what I did and this is also correct, but I always prefer the first one as you all know for accuracy of answers. Okay, now let us come to a new question. Okay, yeah. Question number 13, calculate the labor variance standard hours per unit. Okay, that means standard output is 1 unit. ओके, एक यूनिट बनाने को 12 आवर्स लगता है, तो ये मेरा क्या है, स्टैंडर्ड लेबर आवर्स. ओके, दिस इज माय स्टैंडर्ड आवर्स. स्टैंडर्ड रेट is how much, 5 rupees per hour. Actual production is 1600 units, so actual hours is 19800, and this is my actual rate. Okay, got the question clear? Okay, तो what is happening here, outputs are unequal, so क्या करना है अपने को, इसको equal करना पड़ेगा, तो we'll have to make the output equal. Okay, so start with step 1. Okay, yeah, standard output is 1 unit, actual output is 1600 units. So standard output is not equal to actual output, so we have to revise the standards. Okay, revise the standards. What do you mean by revising the standards? Making it equal. Standard output equal to actual output equal to 1600. Okay, then what will happen? We will have to make a material cost statement. Sorry, labor cost statement, not material, labor cost statement. Okay, let us make that. Okay, so right here, labor cost statement. Okay, first is the labor type. इस सब में तो एक ही है. Okay, then given standards. Okay, given standard is 1 unit. Revised standards and actuals. Actual output is how much? 1600. Revised standard is how much? Same. हमने equate कर दिया ना. Labor hours, rate and amount. Same. Labor hours, you can write standard hours also. Rate and amount. Same. Here you can write labor hours or you can write actual hours, rate and amount. Both are correct. ठीक है. Labor hours, rate Okay, start. So we have only one labor, 12 hours. Rate is 5 rupees. So this becomes 60. Actual hours 19800. Rate is 4.85. Multiply 19800 into 4.85. 96030. Please cross check. Yeah, okay. Then cross multiply and you will get the other answer. Okay, cross multiply. You want to calculate the quantity, that is how you will get it. Okay, revised standard quantity. Sorry, revised standard hours. How do you get that? Standard output with labor hours. 1 यूनिट बनाने को 12 घंटा, तो 1600 यूनिट्स के लिए कितना क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई, तो 1600 into 12 divided by 1. So 19,200 is my answer. Okay. So right here 19,200. Rate will be same 5 rupees because it's a short run concept. Short run the price don't get revised. So 96,000. Okay. Total it. So 19,200, 96,000, 19,800 and 96,030. ओके, सो ये है मेरा टोटल स्टैंडर्ड आवर्स, ये है मेरा टोटल स्टैंडर्ड कॉस्ट, दिस इज़ माय टोटल एक्चुअल आवर्स and this is my total actual cost. So I'm highlighting it. ठीक है, this is my standard hours, this is my standard rate, this is my actual hours, this is my actual rate. Okay, so everything I'm highlighting and keeping it. Fine. So let us solve step 2, calculation of formulas. Okay, first formula is what? Labor cost variance. Total standard cost minus total actual cost. What is your total standard cost? 96,000 and 96,030. So 96,000 and 96,030. So 30 na? So 30A. Second, labor rate variance. Standard rate minus actual rate into actual hours. Okay, the standard rate is how much? 5. Actual rate is how much? 4.85 into actual hours kitna hai? 19,800. Solve this. 5 minus 4.85 into 19,800. So 2,970 favorable. Okay. Next, third one, labor time variance is equal to standard hours minus actual hours into standard rate. How much is my standard hours? We just found, na? Kitna? 19,200. So 19,200 minus 19,800 into standard rate is 5 rupees. Solve this. 19,200 minus 19,800 into 5. 3,000 adverse. 3,000 adverse. Okay. Labor time variance हो गया. Mix we cannot find in this sum. Labor idle as है नहीं इस sum में, और आपके वैसे भी syllabus में नहीं है. तो I'll go to the last one. Labor efficiency variance. Total standard hours minus total actual hours into average standard rate. Okay, so total standard hours is how much? 19,200 minus 19,800. Okay, average standard rate कैसे मिलेगा? Total standard cost upon total standard hours. So 96,000 divided by 19,200. Okay, I repeat, how will you get this? Average standard rate total standard cost upon total standard hours, like this. Okay, don't forget. So 19,200 minus 19,800 into 96,000 divided by 19,200. So my answer is 3,000 hours. Okay, and then the last step, step 3, is to verify your answer. Okay, so first, labor cost variance is equal to labor rate plus labor time. So labor rate कितना था 2970 favorable. Labor time variance कितना है 3000 adverse. Plus minus minus 2970 minus 3000 is how much? 30A. So this is my answer. You can check here. Yeah, see 30A. So my LHS is equal to my RHS. And last, labor time variance is equal to labor idle time plus labor mix plus labor efficiency. ये सब नहीं है, सीधा labor time variance है. कितना 3000A. So this is also 3000A. So my LHS is equal to my RHS. ठीक है? This is not applicable in this sum. Okay, so this completes my all the 3 steps for this sum.